G'day team. I'm going to now try some past exam questions on binomial expansion so you know the kinds of things that you're going to need to expect. This is in the summary exercise of chapter 6 for you. My suggestion is you have a try at some of the exam questions as well. This one is number 21 and I'm expanding x squared minus a over x all to the power of 7, and I know that the term, the coefficient of the x to the power of 5 term is minus 280, so I need to find the value of a. Okay, well, what I like to do in these is to do sort of a mock expansion to figure out whereabouts this x to the power of 5 term is. Now you will note that we have a little bit more complexity in this question than some of the previous ones we've done. We've got an x squared here, and our second term contains an x, but it's an x to the minus 1. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a mock-up of the powers of x that we're going to expect. When we do our first term, it's going to be something like 7 choose 0, and we're going to have an x to the power of 2 term, and that's to the power of 7, and then you're going to have a minus a over x, and that'll be all to the power of 0. You know that this one here is going to be an x to the power of 14 term, don't you? Then your next term is going to be 7 choose 1, and this time you've got your x squared, and it's going to be to the power of 6, and your minus a over x is going to be to the power of 1, and all up you're going to have x to the power of 12 subtract 1 because of this denominator x here, so this will be x to the power of 11. I'll just rub that out. So x to the power of 11. The next term will be 7 choose 2. That's an 11, not a 17. 7 choose 2, and we'll have an x squared to the power of 5. And we're going to multiply that by minus a over x, and this time squared. X squared to the 5 is x to the 8, and then we're going to times that by 1 over x squared. So this should give us an x to the power of 8 term, and I hope you can see that we're going down 3 powers at once. So our next term is going to give us this x to the 5. So now we're ready to go. We'll do it properly. 7 choose, now this time it would be 7 choose 3, and I'm going to have an x squared, and that's going to be this time to the power of 4, and my negative a over x is going to be to the power of 3. Well, 7 choose 3, chuck that on the calculator, is I think 7 choose 3 is it 35? 7 choose 3 is, yeah, it is 35. So we're going to have 35 x to the power of 8, and that's going to be into negative a cubed over x cubed. And when you simplify that, you're going to get negative 35a cubed x to the power of 5. And we know that our coefficient should be negative 280. So in that case, I now know that minus 35a cubed is equal to negative 280. So a cubed is equal to, I'm going to go negative 280 divided by 35, which is 8. And so a cubed is 8, and so a is equal to 2. That's the first exam question that I want to talk about with you guys. Let's move on to another one. Number 23. First step. Find the 3 terms in the expansion of 2 minus y all to the power of 5 in ascending powers of y. Okay, let's do that. So, part 1. My first term is going to be 5. Choose 0. 2 to the power of 5. Y to the power of 0. My second term will be 5. Choose 1. 2 to the power of 4. Y, and it should be minus y, actually. I should have had minus y in the first one as well. Minus y to the power of 1. It's a minus there. Okay, and then my third term is 5 choose 2. 2 to the power of 3 minus y all squared. And when we simplify this, and 5 choose 0 is 1, so I'm going to get 2 to the power of 5 for my first term, which is going to be 32. My next term, 5 choose 1 is 5, and I'm going to go 5 times 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. 5 times 16 is 80, and then I've got this minus y. So it'll be minus 80y. My final term is 5 choose 2, and I'm going to multiply that by 2 to the power of 3, so that gives me 80y squared. Done. That's my first step. Now it says use the result. Okay, so I'm going to have to use this to expand, to find the coefficient of x squared in this expansion. So let's have a look at the expansion that they're giving us. We have got 2, whoops, let's not use a highlighter to write with. We have 2 minus 2x minus x squared, and this is all to the power of 5. Now, I hope you notice that this bit here has replaced the y in your first expansion. So all you need to do now is replace the y with that highlighted bit in this. Okay, so let's do that. 32 plus minus 80y, so just minus 80, and then I'm going to pop in my highlighter, 2x minus x squared, and then I'm going to pop in 80, and I'll pop in the highlighter here, 2x minus x squared, squared. Okay, so next line, 32, minus 160x plus 80x squared plus 80, and I'm just going to expand this bracket at the end here. I'm going to expand that to 4x squared minus 4x cubed plus x to the power of 4. Yes, and then my next line will read 32 minus 160x plus 80x squared plus 80 times 4, 320x squared minus 320x cubed plus 80x to the 4. Now we've got all that we need. We are trying to find the coefficient of x squared. So what is the coefficient of x squared going to be? Here's an x squared, here's an x squared, and that's all. So it will be 80 plus 320 x squared, so the coefficient will be 400, and we're done. Hope that makes sense. Have a go at some of the other ones, guys.